What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. We're on the phone currently just because I forgot all my camera equipment at the house because I didn't really plan on working on the Hardbody right this second. I have an appointment with a customer at like 11 o'clock, so I woke up early this morning, went to the DMV, got some stuff for the Hardbody, and then so we're up here working on it until we have to go to that appointment. So I'll just kind of jump into what we're doing. I know you guys haven't saw me in a while. Long story short, I've been sick for probably the last 2 weeks, and things have just not been going very well for me. So, yeah, so we're gonna kind of give a short update on the Hardbody real quick, and then probably end up catching up with you guys later on the cameras. So the Hardbody's in for some upgrades. We actually put new battery terminals on the other day. Screw everyone that was making fun of me for these. So finally I have some nice battery terminals. I'm gonna get these exact ones for the Cummins too. I'll put the link below. I got them on Amazon. Really good, high quality. They have like plastic covers that go over them too, but I think they kind of look janky. But we're doing that, and then we are replacing the cluster bulbs with white LEDs that we ordered. We got them from cjmotoring.com. I also bought a cab wing to put on from him as well. He sells the LED conversion kits for the cluster. And then we also got, I'll open this box up real quick. So basically what we got here is basically everything to replace the drum brakes in the rear. We got shoes, Ray Bestos, drums here. It looks like this one was painted and this one's not, so that's kind of strange. So 2 new drums, 2 brand new wheel cylinders, and the hardware kit for all of it. So if this doesn't fix our handbrake problem, then we know it's the master cylinder on the handbrake. I just decided to go ahead and replace all of it so we have no issues, and so that these brakes will lock up going 100 mile an hour. So we'll be doing this today. And then basically in here we've got, so to get this piece out right here, I'll show you. So to get this trim piece out around on the Hardbodies, there's 2 screws right here and here that are up there, and then you have to pull this panel down right here, and there's 2 more screws right there and here. So got that out, and then it looks like there's just 2 screws for the cluster here, and then I think it just pops out. I guess we'll find out. Another thing, oh no, there's 2 more screws at the bottom right there in the corners. Another thing is, I was actually having, the cluster wasn't working and the heat wasn't working at all. So I just went through the fuses. It ended up being I'll tell you, it was the meter fuse. It's a 10 amp fuse. It was blown. So we got that sorted out now. We just gotta pick up a fuse. So now we're gonna pull this cluster out. Hopefully it's just as easy as popping it out and putting those bulbs in, and we're good to go. So I'll show you like a before and after of the actual LEDs real quick. This is before. Those look like you can just kind of tilt it forward, and these are gonna be your bulbs right here. Wow, actually those might be lights. No, those are the bulbs. So some of these are gonna be like check engine lights and stuff, so you just wanna be careful. But I'm gonna start pulling these out and getting them swapped out. Okay, and then this is our after. As you can tell, it's much, much, much better. Yeah, that just looks 1,000 times better. So I actually have, it looks like about 2, 4, 5 bulbs left over. So I'm not sure why they send so many. But I'm going to pull this bezel off and see if there's bulbs in here that I can replace to swap those out for white ones. And then also I might try and see if these can be swapped out for white ones as well. So yeah. Okay, so I tore all of this apart basically for no reason. The bulb right here isn't even the same. So but the good news is I found out by pulling it apart that the cigarette lighter is not even plugged into anything. So we'll probably try and get power to this while I have all this apart. so that way we have a working cigarette lighter, because that's the one thing that sucks about driving this truck is I can't charge my phone. So we're going to get all of that fixed up and everything, but I gotta leave for this appointment now, so we at least got these working. Okay, so we got the rear drum brakes completely done. I got Trey freaking zip tying this to the axle. The drum brakes took longer than I thought, just because the brand new wheel cylinder I had like a burr in it or something, and it pulled the threads. It's gonna be hard to tell on camera, but the threads in this thing are trashed. Luckily I still had one brand new at the house and the old axle that was on this truck. So we got all the brakes blood and everything, and this freaking brake is stiff now. Like it feels great. So I mean, it's so stiff that the drum brake flexes. Like you can see it flex. That's how much pressure is being applied. So that's good news. I have to throw the interior back together still real quick. As you can tell, it's a mess in here. Kind of wasting my time with this. I was gonna try to figure out the whole cigarette lighter ordeal, but I'm not even gonna worry about that right now. So yeah, so I'm gonna throw this interior back together and we'll be on our way.
All right, well, I just put this tail light back in because Zach has a little something over here, just a little peak. I put that back on, and I also put on Zach's plates. Zach Smith actually registered this thing after driving it for like fucking 8 months.
It'd be like that sometimes.
What are you doing right now? What?
I just put it on the shift boot, and I realized there's a hole in the shift boot.
Oh, it's right here.
It's not that important. There's probably so much nastiness in there. Oh, dude.
Oh yeah, fucking. What is that?
Dude, probably like crud and like shit. Don't wipe it on my seat, dude.
I'm just putting the bolt there.
Dude, I don't know why this isn't going in.
Too much Ugga, not enough Dugga. It's probably a fucking pinch wire or something in there.
Oh, I broke the whole fucking thing right here.
Where? Nice. There's a whole hole in it.
Yeah, that's why that made...
Oh!
That's what made that noise.
Can this bitch... It still moves, so fuck it.
I'm on.
You better.
Recorded at a meet in forever. Like, even the meets towards the end of the year, I never recorded.
We're going to the meet ski. I finally cleaned my truck today after like not cleaning it for the last month. Doesn't look terrible. Beam ski. Woo. Oh, dude, I missed a spot. Look at all that. I missed. Truck looks like it's taking a fucking shit now. Look at this. Rice, my truck is bleeding. The fuck is wrong with it?
So now I'm just screwing the cluster back in.
Did you show him what you did?
Yeah, I showed him that earlier, like when I tore it all apart.
I haven't even seen it yet. Oh, that's pretty baller.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty good. I thought it was gonna look like all discolored and weird, but just screwing the cluster back in. There's like freaking 8 bolts.
What are these LEDs to?
That's what's left over. I'll probably just end up putting them in the Cummins. Because the Cummins, well, I don't know.
The Cummins is green.
I know, and I hate it. It looks terrible. And those LEDs like stopped working.
Yeah.
Everyone I've talked to literally said that their first gen LEDs just stopped working. But, yeah.
Yep, so just gonna finish buttoning up the hard body, and then I think we're gonna go to this meet, go see if the drift mode works. Put a D on here. D for drift.
No, we should put DK.
S for sideways.
We should put DK on it.
DK for door killer. adjusting the shoes.
Worst job ever. Besides adjusting slowly but surely. If I had a mini screwdriver, it would be perfect because the handle hits the frame because it's so low.
That's a weird flex. I don't know if you guys can see up in there.
It doesn't go in there deep enough because it's a pin looking thing.
Fuck. Zach really cares about what his car looks like for this regular ass traffic meet.
No, I care about what the hardbody looks like now. Because the hardbody is the only vehicle I have with nice paint. Well, nice-ish paint. I mean, don't look at all the rock chips.
The Beamer.
The Beamer's is fuck.
It's better than this.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Look at this. Chips everywhere. Look at the Beamer. The Beamer's dirty right now, so
Chips everywhere.
No chips. It's just salt.
Chips.
Clean boys.
Salty chips.
Oof. His arm is blacko.
What is up, guys? So jump in time from the clip you saw when we were headed to the car meet. We ended up getting there and it ended up being a terrible meet because the people that play loud music at meets showed up and it just kind of ruined it. You couldn't even talk to anybody. But long story short, got the hardbody back in here and we are actually having some problems with it. So the more it has sat, it created this problem where you'll crank the truck and all you hear is like, it sounds like if you took like a really, really rusty bearing and rotated it. That's what it sounds like when the starter spins the engine over. And I don't know if it's the starter or if it's like the bottom end of the engine, like losing oil pressure as it sits. And then when you first crank it, it doesn't, it's not lubricated. I haven't even checked the oil yet. I'm about to check it now. So I don't know. I'm hoping it's obviously, you know, the odds are it's probably the starter and not the engine, but it's the weirdest thing. It used to only do it when it would sit for a long period of time. I would come in here and start it and it would or that nasty sound, I mean. And I recorded it, but it's kind of hard to tell on camera, the noise it makes. And then the other thing is the truck also has a hard time starting. So it'll like have an extended crank. So I don't know if it has to do with the rubber fuel lines that I ran. It could have something to do with maybe it's losing fuel pressure as it sits. Because once it's sitting, it only has a hard time starting when it's sitting for a long time, and then it like takes a second. But you know, if I'm out driving and stuff and I park it somewhere, it doesn't have an extended crank, but it still has that really like terrible sound. So basically, long story short, let's see if we can get it to do it real quick. I just started it when I came in here. Yeah, it started fine. So I guess now I might pull the starter off and maybe try and see like what the maybe it needs greased up or something. I don't know, or see if I can replace just like the, you know, the mechanical parts of it instead of buying a whole new starter. I don't know. It sucks because I really wanted to drive the truck this week because the temperatures are really nice, but I don't want to risk it not starting somewhere. I mean, obviously I could bump start it, but I mean, I don't know. So that's kind of where we're at with the hardbody at this very moment. We're going to kind of pop the hood and examine some stuff, see how hard it is to even get to the starter, and then that'll be my ultimate deciding factor on whether I want to yank this starter out or not. This probably won't be all in this video. I just wanted to, I feel like the last video ended kind of weird, so I wanted to hop on here and kind of talk about what's going on with this thing. Other news. So I know I haven't really uploaded lately, and I talked about that at the beginning of the video, but I wanted to kind of update everyone. So the first gen might actually be coming up here within the next week or so. Probably more like 2 or 3 weeks, just because we have to get our stuff to powder coat, all of our suspension stuff, which hopefully, if everything goes okay, I should be dropping that stuff off this weekend. And then from that point, we have to still get all that stuff back and then put the truck back together suspension wise. And then we have to run new brake lines in the front at least, because we disconnected those. And we have to get an exhaust housing for the turbo, unless I just slap it back on to drive it up here. Obviously, I could throw the turbo back on it and just drive it the way it is up here and then tear it back apart, but the exhaust housing isn't very expensive. So I guess it wouldn't be a big deal to just buy it and throw it on there. The whole ordeal with having no fenders on it and stuff, I'm kind of like partially considering driving it up here with no fenders, and just trying to zip tie all of the stuff off the tires to prevent anything from happening. But I don't know, it might even be a better idea to just tow it up here, but I really don't want to mess with trying to get a hold of a tow truck driver to get that thing up here, so I don't know. But first gen's coming up here. A lot of our stuff from the home garage is coming up here. We already got the welder. We got like some shelves and stuff up here. Big shout out to Trey, by the way, for helping me get this stuff up here, and Seth. So we got our welders up here. We just need to get a bottle for that. Got this shelf, and then we just been bringing up stuff little by little. Still debating if I want to bring up my big bench that I built with the stainless steel top on it. I just don't know where it would really go at the moment. I do want to get some industrial shelves and build up all the way up against this wall, but leave like the bottom two shelves out, so that way we can still park cars under them. So that's a thought. But just wanted to update you guys on that. So we will be working out of here 100% full time. Just some, yeah, so this is 100% gonna be worked out of all the time now. So it's time to make it more like home. Need to build some shelving. I would like to build stuff up along the top here to put tires. So if anyone's got any ideas or got any shelving they don't need, let me know. So it looks like our starter is down in there, and it doesn't look terrible to get to from underneath. So we're gonna get this thing up on a jack, which is a pain in the freaking butt. So we'll probably get it up on a jack, and then we'll probably try to get it up on those ramps over there, and then we'll go from there. I'll pull it forward a tiny bit. So. All right, guys, I think that's gonna be it for this video. I started messing with the starter, and needless to say, it looked like it was gonna be easy, but whoever designed this placement for the starter is, yeah, I could probably kill him. Anyhow, you're not gonna be able to really see it, but yeah, you're not gonna be able to see it. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see it. Anyhow, the starter bolt is like at the I got the bottom one out. The very top one is like right below the intake and all this stuff, and you cannot get a wrench on it. You can't get all I have is a ratcheting wrench, and you can't get a socket wrench on it because it hits the frame of the starter. So I'm gonna try to come up here tomorrow with just a normal box end wrench. I think it'll be thin enough. Get the bolt loose. So that's really gonna be it for this video. I know it was all over the place. Just wanted to kind of get you guys caught up with what was going on. Now that I'm not sick anymore, we should be back on schedule like normal. So with that being said, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.